What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Brooke Deron, and I am here with...
your boy, Big Play Zay.
And we are Balanced Behavior.
Already, you know what we is. We're bringing in the raw, real millennial relationship point of view for entrepreneurs, taking you through our life as dating, relationship, marriage, family, and the sex. You already know what it is, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we want to give a shout out, man. We're recording here live at Digging in the Crates Hip Hop Podcast with the Hook and McAdoo Show.
Located at 1400 Battleground Avenue, Suite 100H.
Hey, we're about to get into this thing. Y'all better get ready for some live, raw stuff.
You ready?
Already, baby.
ZNB. Balanced Behavior with ZNB.
Are you ready, B?
Balanced Behavior.
I'm ready. Let's go get them.
Let's go do it. Nah, I'll just play. Yeah. Hey, but what we're going to do is, man, we're going to jump right into it, man. Like we always say, man, that everybody want to know, man, how did it start? How did y'all meet each other? Where did this blossom from? Where did this attraction start? Man, I feel like it was yesterday. I remember that.
Me too.
And it was a quiet place where we met at, but I had just got a scholarship to this graphic design school. We will keep the names out of it. You know, they got to pay us to say that name. We met at a grad school, and at orientation, I remember coming into orientation. I had packed all my stuff up. I had moved all the way down to South Florida, and you know, it was just a new beginning in life. And at orientation, you know, the first thing you do, you check out the law of attraction in the room when you walk into a room.
The first thing he do.
Yeah, that's what I know what most fellas do. The first thing you do, your new job or new to the classroom or just the new atmosphere. You know, it's a hunt out there and it's survival of the fittest. Mm-hmm. So you got to think, man. I was like, you know, I know what I am. You know, I'm a predator, and I'm welcoming myself into a new jungle. And so, you know, I peep out the room. You know, the room was a mixed class. It was a mixed class, but I know there was only a sprinkle of us. Yeah. So it was just only a sprinkle in there. So it was real easy for me to kind of even out the odds. But you know, at the time, you know, I went out there looking, but you know, it's just a common thing that you do. You want to sort out the place when you first get there. You know, you just want to know your surroundings.
Mm-hmm, the best day of your life.
Right. And so, when I was checking out, I noticed her from afar. You know, I didn't say nothing, and I kept it real kosher. Kept it cool and stuff, but I was like, okay, well, I see. Well, we do have one attractive young lady in the classroom that I would make sure that I introduce myself to, you know, just for, you know, purpose of, you know, we got to stick together.
Mm-hmm. So, stick together.
Yeah. So I remember we went through the orientation. Everything was like blah, 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 because I'm a nerd, and everything they were talking about I already had been through. And so just my luck, man, when we line up and getting in the elevator going down, here she comes, slowing the elevator up, the door about to close. She catches the elevator door, and here she come walking through that thing, man. She had on a white Puma sweatsuit, and I was like... I was like, yeah, cute little thing, man. She was a little small for my regular size and stuff. You know, I'm a big healthy guy, but I was like, yeah, she's a real cute little Southern girl right
Potential
here. And stuff. But you know, like I said, you know, I was in my own lane right now. The first thing I asked her, I was like, hey, how you doing? I saw you was in the class. She spoke and she was like, hey, my name is Brooke. You know, I'm from North Carolina. And I was like, okay, what undergrad you went to? I tried to hit her with the quick, what undergrad you went to? She said North Carolina A&T.
The one and only, and baby.
Hey, back then that thing just went right on my head. I was like,
he ain't know no better.
I ain't know what it was and stuff. But take note, there will be a big turning point in my life that school comes back up. But for the most part though, it went right over my head. I tried to hit it with something serious. I went to Valdosta State, girl. And they said, she was like, where's that at? And I was like, whatever. I said, Winterville, USA, you better put some respect on that, girl. And I was just like, you better Google us. I bet your school won't play us.
He was not that aggressive, y'all.
Yeah.
He was not that aggressive in his tone.
Well, you tell me what you remember.
Okay, let me tell you what I remember. So, like you said, orientation. And yeah, I did scope out the class too. And like you said, it was a sprinkle of us in there, us as in us black people. So, after the class, orientation class, I headed to the elevator. And sure enough, you were in there.
Fresh
and you had on.
Oh, fresh as hell. I know.
You had on a polo shirt.
Fresh as hell. Polo.
With some ripped denim jeans.
Already.
And some brown Durango boots.
Dupes.
Durangos.
Already.
And the first thing that went through my head, it's already kind of awkward when it's just you and one other person in an elevator. It's like, an awkward silence. So as soon as the elevator door closed, I said, oh, Lord, I know he's going to try to talk to me. I'm just being honest. And yeah, you asked me some questions and where I was from, where I went to school. But the ultimate question was, where they got you staying at?
Oh, yeah. I remember that quite clear.
Yeah, this school was not like a school with dorms or anything like that. They put you up in apartments throughout the city. So, yeah. So I told him where I was staying.
Emerald Bay Club.
Emerald Bay Club apartments.
The same apartment that I was staying in.
Uh-huh. And, yeah.
First thing popped in my mind. I cannot talk to this girl right here.
That's right.
That first, I was like, law, that law, man. You can't shit where you lay, man. I was like, scratch her from the list. This is my new friend right here. New best friend.
Because we stayed in the same complex.
Yes.
He didn't want me to see his business, all them girls coming in and out.
No, sir, man. No, it was not that many. Yeah, maybe a couple. Maybe a couple.
Yeah.
But right there was the blossom of a real good friendship.
Definitely.
Yeah. So.
All right. So, we started off as friends, really good friends too. Like a good, solid friendship where we had all the same classes. So we saw each other every day. And I guess, it grew over time. But
right.
Let's talk about the dating period before we started dating.
Right.
So, again, like I said,
don't jump out there too
friends.
fast. Yeah, we were friends first. It wasn't like nothing on.
friends.
Everybody thought this awkward relationship I had built from nothing. Nah, it took a long time.
Yeah, he was legit like my best friend.
Right.
When we were living in Florida. So much so that I was at his apartment one day and I was looking through a box of pictures, like a shoebox of pictures. And he was like, let me know which girl you think I should invite down here.
Oh.
So I'm looking through the pictures and I'm like, invite this one. Mm-hmm. Yeah, invite this one.
Right.
So I don't know. Did you even invite her? Because I don't think she ever came, but we won't go too far into that. But anyways, I was dating at the time. I had a boyfriend at the time.
Yes.
You had a girlfriend at the time.
Right.
And my boyfriend came to visit and he hung out with Zay.
For the whole day. I had a great time, man. I had the whole day. All respect though.
Much respect. Yeah, it was nice. And then he had invited his girlfriend up on a different weekend and
my crazy ass, I don't know what I was thinking, but at the time, me and her went out on a date. And I was like, well, I met her boyfriend. Why don't she meet my friend? And so I invited Brooke. I
But
don't.
let me tell you the difference though.
Right,
See,
right.
the
That was a
difference.
bonehead. That was a bonehead.
That was a
because
manly decision
right,
and a
but
manly mistake.
for my defense, in my mind, I had never had a female friend, and so it was kind of confusing where I was dropping the ball at. And it was
Okay.
like, and
Well, let's tell them what happened.
I did get
doing
chewed out for that. That was
this.
like,
You're
what the
doing
fuck? You done
all
broke
this,
another bit.
all this explaining before y'all even know what happened.
Right.
So let's tell them what happened first.
Right.
Okay, so the difference in our two situations when you hung out with my boyfriend was I had to work. So I was at work the entire day and I needed him to be entertained. So I hooked him up with Zay and he entertained him for me.
Right.
Boom. Now Zay,
Just a classmate.
Zay on the other hand, this was a different weekend, not the same weekend. His friend came up and they actually went out on a double date with another couple. But who did he call? Me. And why do you think that was? Whether he knew it yet or not, he wanted this. Anyways, so let me tell you. So they were going to the beach, and he was like, "Brooke, why don't you come to the beach with us?" And I'm like, "Zay, no, I ain't trying to be the third wheel. It's you and her, and then your boy and his girl. Like, what I'm gonna look like? I'm gonna be like all awkward, all alone by myself."
See.
But I went anyway because he was like, "No, it's cool. Come on through." So I went and met them on the beach. I'll let you take it from there.
It was a bonehead on me. It was a bonehead for me. That was I go bring like a dog. Yeah. But
And y'all, I'm sorry. Hold on. We
honest
did
to
some
truth.
real couple shit too.
Right.
Because after we left the beach, we went to this restaurant for milkshakes. That's some real couple shit. He was sitting there with his milkshake, and him and his girl had straws, and they were sharing the milkshake. So cute. Aww.
Right. Because at the time, there was one girl, and I wasn't even in no intent of disrespecting. It was just dumb as hell of me.
It was dumb.
And so, with that being said, I do apologize. That was a crucial mistake, man. Because that was disrespectful.
Yeah, you
But
didn't
in my
mean it.
mind-
You didn't. You
my
were not
mind-
trying to be disrespectful
Yeah,
at all, and neither
yeah.
was I. Neither
Right.
was I,
In
because
my
I
mind-
wasn't even thinking that way.
Right. In my mind, I was like, this is my friend thing. I want you to know who my people
Yeah.
is when I'm down here. And it was only here for the weekend, and I just wanted to just introduce because she was in my life, and this my homie, and so it was like one of those things that I was like pressing. I'm like, it's not changing, and so we did grow. We grew a lot, we had the relationships and stuff. I remember going into a winter. I was going into a winter here. I'm down in Florida. I'm out here. I'm dating and stuff now. And we was going into winter. We came around the winter. Then hit February. Yeah.
February.
Boom, February.
All right. So.
Yeah, you take it from there.
So the relationship ended.
Yeah, the relationship.
My relationship ended.
Right.
And it was February, Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And a couple of days prior to Valentine's, he was like, "You gonna be my Valentine?"
Right.
And I was like, "Hell, shit, why not?" I mean,
Well, see, my thought was
we
it,
just friends. We both
Yeah.
single. We might as well
Yeah.
entertain each other, but on a friend level, not nothing.
Right. It was one of those things that it was just like, well, damn, I was tired. I was tired of the game. Y'all know how they feel. You come to a point where you just get tired. You get tired when you just you ran your course. Once you realize that girls are just as much of the players as the guys, and so you just realize. Well, right. Everybody has their own motivation for things that they want, and I respect that. And at the time, I was just like, you know what? I have been honest with this person since day one that I met, and I felt like that honesty should have been something that I really treasured, and I felt like she's been honest with me. And I'm not saying that I have a hard time being honest about anything, but I felt like she knew me outside of just like attraction. You know, she understood what my goals was. You know, sometimes that, you know, we really didn't even get to talk about, but when we was in the classroom, you know, I would just grind real hard in the classroom, like late nights in the lab, and she would be there. So it was just like a connection on, you know, my business mindset. Everybody that really know me know I'd definitely be going for the goal. And you know, I'm serious about my coins.
He's
and
a
so,
hustler.
yeah,
He's a hustler.
hey, so you know, and she really respected that, and you know, like, and I be coming up with some crazy ideas, and she, you know, she ain't never doubted one of them or anything. I don't think she did. She just kind of supported it and stuff, and so she had a real respect for me in the classroom too, and with that being said, you know, I found out. I asked her what her plans was for Valentine's, and she said, you know, me and my friend had broke up, and I was like, oh wow, and you know, saying it had been a couple of months now, and I was just like, that's crazy. You know, I've been out here rolling the streets, you know, pretty rough. You know, I was just like, won't you be my Valentine? And she kind of laughed it off a little bit, but it was like a real friend date. It wasn't nothing like, oh, you know, I'm gonna get some cheeks tonight, nothing like that. It was just like, we went out to Applebee's.
I think we went to Red Lobster.
No,
I think we went to Red Lobster.
yeah, we went to Red Lobster. Yeah,
That was Valentine's.
Yeah, we went to Red Lobster. And you know, back then Red Lobster was a big deal, baby. You take a girl out of Red Lobster in college. And so I bought a little teddy bear. You know, I wanted to keep it classy and stuff, man. 'Cause I'm a Southern Georgia boy. And I shot her a teddy bear, and I was like, you know, happy Valentine's. She gave me a little friend hug and stuff. We sat down and we shot it up and ate good.
Yes, we did. It was a really nice Valentine's
It was just a real chill Valentine's Day.
Yep.
And then what happened?
Let's see. So then, school for me, grad school for me was not that great, you know. I mean, it was great, don't get me wrong, but I wasn't enjoying what I was going to school for at the time. And I had gotten to a point where I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. And that was really, really hard for me because I ain't never been a quitter, you know, but especially when it comes to school. But I had gotten to the point where I was like, this really is not for me, this subject anyway. It was special effects and animation. And so I had called my brother and talked to him about, you know, this is what I want to do. I think I'm done. And, you know, I don't want to do this anymore. And he encouraged me and, you know, told me what to do and told me to go ahead and go back home. So I filled out the paperwork to withdraw. And Zay asked me one day, he was like, so what's up? What, you know, asking me about my day or something. I don't know. I can't remember exactly, but I told him that I was getting ready to withdraw.
Yeah.
And he was taking me to the airport to fly home for Thanksgiving.
Right.
That's what it was.
Right.
So, yeah. So when I got back to town is when I was gonna turn in my withdrawal papers. So tell Zay what happened for you in that moment when I told you I was leaving.
Well, when you told me you was leaving and stuff, that was like at a moment when I realized that, you know, I had such a good time on our date, and then I don't know if you remember or not, we had started going to the movies like every Friday because we were special effects major, and so this was a time when animation was really booming, and so every time a new movie would come out, they would give us extra credit and going critiquing a movie and just checking out the special effects and doing a report on it. So we would go to the movie Friday, and we were just spending a little bit more time together, and then so. I kind of realized all the dumb mistakes I had made, especially like from the time I even invited you out to
the double date with you and your
to
friends.
the double dates and stuff. I was just like, man, you know, this really is my friend. I really do care about her and stuff. I think I might need to make a move on her, man, and stop playing, you know. And because everybody kept saying, you know, when they talked to me in conversation, when they were checking on me down in Florida, who's the girl you keep bringing up that's supposedly just your friend? I was like, nah, she just one of the homies. But I was just like, you know, let me go ahead and just let me roll the dice, man, because some seems special about her. And so when she had she was telling me like, yeah, Zay, she had priorly told me that she was thinking about withdrawing and that, school was a little rough and some stuff was going on that, she wanted to go back home. And so, it's right then and there, it really hit me like a ton of bricks. Like, man, I was gonna be lonely down this thing, man, because I had started building up that relationship. We was in the classroom together every day. We had been started carpooling and stuff. And again, this is no physical, no nothing. And I was just like the conversation and stuff. I was like, dang, I'm really about to lose my best friend down here and stuff. I had some homeboys and stuff that I hung out with, but just life wise, I just had much of strong connection and stuff. And this is the first time I ever had a connection like that. And so I had wrote her this letter. Did I write a letter?
Yeah, you wrote me I want to say it was an email.
Yeah, I wrote an email. Yeah, we nerds.
I need to try to dig that thing
I thought I wrote it in a letter, but I know I wrote it. I wrote it to her and stuff. It was old school. Just kind of told her how I felt, and I told her I was nervous about this transition, and that I just wanted her to go home and think about this before she make a decision. But I was like letting her know that I wanted to pursue her in a relationship, and I know this might seem odd and stuff, but I just want to let you know and how much it would mean if you did leave. And so I pretty much ended up talking to her in the stand. She had wrote me this letter back. She was just like, she was scared and stuff. This kind of came out the blue. I was like, damn, you wouldn't even, I'm sorry. I was like, dang, I was like, you wouldn't, I know you would sweat me, but you just trying to come out like that. I was like, but she was just, what the main thing is, she was more so nervous about, our friendship. Yeah.
I was really nervous because our friendship was so good and so real.
Yeah.
And I was nervous about messing up the friendship.
Right.
I didn't want to lose the friendship because we got into a relationship.
And I think that's one of the main things that really started making me, like, the first time in a relationship that really made me, like, want to, like, pay attention to the friendship and not just the physical part. Because, like, on the front end, I already understood the respect and the friendship that was online that we had built. And so I as a man, that was like the first time that I ever realized that, our relationship was more important than anything,
Yeah.
And so, and just the credibility that I had with you was amazing. So, and I just wanted to respect that, and so that's why I shot that shot, man.
And you shot that shot and you scored.
Yeah.
So when I got back,
first night.
Oh my God!
First night. Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it first.
That.
Boom. First night.
I don't mean scored
Yeah.
like that sexually.
Posh.
Lies you tell.
Master.
We did not have sex on the first official night.
All right.
First night of a relationship, whatever.
Yeah.
We did not have sex. Yeah. But anyway, so when I got back in town after Thanksgiving. Shut up. When I got back in town after Thanksgiving, I actually went to the office at school to turn in my papers. And every time I went, during office hours, it was always closed.
Look at God.
So yeah, it's like divine intervention. Stepped in, and I was like, and I was praying so hard. I was like, God, this is hard for me to even consider quitting grad school. And I just prayed and prayed and prayed and said, Lord, if it's not meant for me to quit, please do not let me quit. And so for me to go to the office during office hours where somebody is supposed to be there, and I went multiple times on different days and no one was ever there, I said, okay, God, I'm listening, and I'm going to stick it out, and I'm going to stay. And I'm glad I did. I mean, I stayed. I had Zay to help me and see me through and keep me encouraged. He helped me so much with my schoolwork.
I was tutoring,
Late
man.
nights.
Let me tell you, I had
Late
to take care of
nights
that
up
thing,
in there
man.
doing art and stuff, and who better than the artiste, Mr. Xavier Carrington, to teach me and show me the way. But needless to say, I stayed. I graduated, got my master's degree.
Right.
with Zay by my side, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
That's right.
So, we, I think maybe we probably went out a couple more times as friends with me knowing now that he has told me how he truly feels about me.
Right.
We still went out, a couple times as friends. But obviously the vibe was different now because it's like, boom, we're friends, but it's like another kind of, another factor in there that, this dude is really feeling me type of feel. So we went to Applebee's. This is where Applebee's comes in, Zay. We went to Applebee's one night for dinner.
Well, let me take the Applebee's because
take us to Applebee's.
Now your boy is a tattoo artist, as you know, and I had already been hitting the streets. Shout out to New Haven Tattoo, Dominic. Yeah, he put me on, man. Been taking care of me ever since, man. Yeah, that's my boy Don, man. That New Haven Tattoo, man. We was on the block down there slinging ink. But when we went to Applebee's, man, from the tattoo shop, I had one of my clients and stuff. He was a manager at Applebee's, right?
No, he was a manager at TGI Fridays.
TGI Fridays.
So you want me to take us back to Applebee's?
Take us back. Take us back to Applebee's.
So Applebee's. So we are at Applebee's, and we order our food, and we're waiting. And so Zay sitting across from me, and he says, so, have you given any thought to, when I poured my heart out to you and told you how I really feel?
I shot my shot.
And I was like, yes. And, again, I told him, but I'm so scared, Zay. I'm so scared to jump into this because I love our friendship so much. And I do not want to ruin it. And I knew that if we got into a relationship, that it wouldn't be me that would ruin it. It would have to be him, because I don't do that. Like, if I'm gonna give you my time and my commitment,
right,
I ain't got time for no games. I'm gonna give it to you.
It was a caution out there. It was a caution.
So I was really, really nervous, and but I said, he asked me, he said, so are you gonna be my girl? And I said, yeah.
Yeah, just like you said, it just dry like that too. You was like, yeah. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I said, yeah, because I was so nervous, and I kind of reluctantly said, yeah, to be completely honest, because I was afraid. But I give all credit to the good Lord above. He knew what we needed.
Right.
And he made it happen.
I ain't gonna lie, I knew what I was. I felt a little different. It felt a little different than any other relationship. I felt a little caution behind it. It's like,
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. Mm-hmm. It was different.
It was different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was different. And I mean, that was all she wrote, man. Here we are.
All right.
Almost 20 years later.
That was the first night.
No, that was not the first night. Don't do that. It was not the first night. You are so lying.
Yeah,
it was not the first night.
You initiated it.
Man, listen.
Yes.
I was just about to give you some
wildcat. Ow.
Oh, God. Y'all. Okay, you need to bring it back in. Bring it on back in.
All right.
And no, it was not the first night.
All right.
But, gosh, you made me forget what I was about to say. I was about to give you some props.
All right, give me the props.
I can't remember because you
went on
so
a date.
busy lying.
We went on the first date. A real hot date.
Whatever. It was not a real hot date.
Okay. Well, it was not the first night. Go ahead.
It was not the first night. I'm sorry if you told all your boys that dirty lie.
I don't know. I never told no boys that. We know what happened.
The truth is out. It was not the first night.
All right.
So, here we are, 20 years later, almost, something like that.
Okay, well, let's talk about, since we had such an awkward relationship, well, when we do talk about the first night.
Yeah, we can.
All right, then.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'll start. And this is a really funny story. And you want to know something too? I found out not too long ago, yo, the truth behind this story. So let me break it down.
Okay.
So Zay cooked for me one night. And he asked me, actually, that wasn't even the first night this time.
No, that's...
Well, let me tell this story anyway.
Okay, this is something different.
Yeah, you might have to tell the first night, because I don't even... this ain't
let me
even
go and tell the first night.
No,
then.
let me tell this first.
Okay.
So, Zay cooked for me. he asked me what I wanted him to cook. I said, I want some fried chicken and some collard greens and some macaroni and cheese.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So he was like, all right, no problem. I was like, boom. All right. Let's see what he got. This is the first time he ever cooked for me, right? So I go over to his place. And, I mean, he got it laid out. I mean, everything is in pots and pans.
Clean.
I mean, but it looked like he been in there cooking, y'all.
Got carpet freshener sprinkled on the carpet. I ain't even vacuuming up. It's still out there.
Not sprinkled. Yeah. Sprinkled on the carpet. Yeah. So, boom, we ate, and it was so good. And,
yeah, I
he
cooked
gave me a nice massage.
Oh, yeah.
He gave me a nice massage, and, yeah, it was nice. So, anyway, I left. He walked me. Well, I was getting ready to leave. He walked me outside, walked me to my car, and we hugged goodbye, and I gave him a kiss. I went and kissed him first. Yes.
Right.
And I ain't ashamed about that.
Yeah,
you deserved it.
Yeah, you're a real good kisser too,
This
man.
dude, look, quotations cooked for me. Okay.
Right.
Cooked
right.
for me.
Yes, sir.
And gave me a nice massage. I can give him a little kiss. It wasn't no tongue.
Textbook.
It wasn't no tongue. It was like a kiss on the
it
lips,
was a
though.
little tongue.
It was.
Yes, it was a
Okay,
little tongue.
I ain't gonna say it was because I don't really remember, but I know it was a quick kiss.
Right.
It wasn't like no, oh my God, all this passion.
Give you a kiss like in the movie.
Yeah, it was like a little
passionate kiss.
It was not passionate, was it?
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, it was a passionate kiss. So,
I was quite impressed. I was like, oh, she's a good kisser.
Yeah, I am.
Right.
So, yeah, that was that. So here we are, though. Let's fast forward. Let's say to like last week, and I'm exaggerating, but it was just that, kind of frequent. I find out the truth, y'all. He did not cook for me.
Oh yeah.
He went to Publix supermarket.
Got that chicken.
Got the fried chicken.
And the collard greens. Glory greens.
Got them glory collard greens out the can, y'all. Canned collard greens. Put them in a pot. Put the chicken in some kind of pot and made it look like he cooked it.
Pot.
He ain't cooked nothing, y'all. So he lied to me.
It was not a lie. I prepared the meal for her. I said, "What did you want?"
You asked me what I wanted you to cook, not what I wanted you to prepare.
What would you like to eat?
Whatever.
Yeah,
no.
I said I'll take care of that.
Anyways, y'all.
For you.
Yeah. So he got me. Now you go ahead on and you can tell about the first night.
The first night was the first day.
Zay.
Okay, all right. The first night.
I wish you would stop saying that. That was not true.
So the first night was real romantic.
It was romantic.
Yes, it was real romantic. And this is one of the things I really appreciate about you, and the things I really encourage in relationships. We had talked about it. I know you was a little nervous, a little taboo conversation and stuff. But it was definitely a conversation that we had prior. And I remember that night you came. Was that at my place? Yeah, it was at my place.
It was at your place.
It was at my place. And I was like, man, I'm going to bring out all the bells and whistles. But I didn't want to bring out too many bells and whistles. And then she'd probably think I'm like a real freak. And I was just like, man, but I need to be intimate. But not too fast, not too slow. I just wanted to be perfect for her and stuff. And I remember I did give her a massage, bro. And I was like, I know she really enjoys my massages. I'm going to give her another massage, man. Like Tony Touch. What's that boy on the ground? Time Out with Tony, whatever his name is. But, right. And so I was giving her a massage, textbook style. I'll get that out later. And so, everything was real intimate and stuff, and I was counting in my head. I don't know if any of y'all fellas do that, but before you want to make that next move, you start counting in your head, that countdown. I said I started at 10. No. I'm a go getter. I started at 3, girl.
3.
Like, all right, I'm finna do 2. This. Every time I kept counting down, I just kept advancing, and then after that, man, I was the man. Just like that, script written, round, bound. It was like best 2 hours of her life, man.
2 hours.
2 hours.
Oh.
About 2 hours, man. 2 hours.
Yeah, I do remember.
Yeah.
I do remember that you said before we got started. You pulled me close to you and you said, "I promise, I'm gonna take care of you, girl.
Woo! I
I'm
know,
gonna
man.
take care of you for the rest of your life."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my God, he gonna take care of me for the rest of my life."
Bam. 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 Hey, what was listening to?
I felt so secure in your
Oh, yeah,
arms.
man. It was hot, man. I forgot what we were listening to. I think I had
I
was it
don't
Jamie
know.
Foxx or something?
No,
it wasn't Jamie
no
Foxx.
Jamie.
Yet. Nah,
Jamie
nah,
came later in
Jamie
life.
came later in life. We'll definitely have to let y'all know about it. Jamie Foxx one day. But you know that was the intro of us, man.
Sexually, that was the intro.
Sexually, that was the intro of us, and you know. That was a great experience, and I appreciate that moment. It changed my
Yeah.
life. It changed my life, man. Look at us now.
Look at us now, 2
Yeah.
babies later.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna get into all that in this season, man.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. You know, so we'll talk about how our dating life and how we had fun. We had fun mentally, physically, sexually. This is the time when we start talking about our business and start building our dreams and future. And I told you my aspiration, and you was telling me mine. And, this show is going to take y'all through where we are now to where we come from. And we hope y'all along for the ride.
Hey,
Hey, this is
let's
A&B,
go get them.
Balanced Behavior. We out.
Peace.
Balanced behavior with A&B. Balanced behavior.